Hey there, dads. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good summer. Look, I certainly know from my 20 years in corporate that sometimes my summers weren't as great as they could have been because I've been so stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated, exhausted, and feeling guilty to boot about work and not spending quality time with my family, not being able to. If that was you, I just want to reassure you that there are simple things you can do to address that balance. But I do hope that you had some downtime over the summer. And here we are, first week. We're coming to the end of the first week of the school year. And, just like you, I'm going through the school runs. I'm doing all of that. And it's a funny old week this week. And I just want to come in kind of just to reassure you and to plant a seed. Because this week, yes, they're back, but it's a bit of a bitty week. I don't know about you, but my eldest went back yesterday, but my youngest went back on Tuesday. And we're just trying to establish that routine. And this week and next week is all about that, just establishing the routine. Because as parents, we've got these kind of two different years, these new years. We've got the calendar year. So 1st of January, we look forward to, this year and what's going to happen and what we want to get out of it. And then we've got the academic year. And arguably the academic year is the thing that directly influences and dictates our day-to-day more than anything else. And I don't want you to underplay this because, think about it. It's not just school runs, right? In the morning, you've got more people to organize and get ready, right? And if it's like us, one of our boys goes one way, our other boy goes the other way. My wife and I then go the other way in terms of work. It's a lot to organize. There's the bags, there's the ironing of the uniforms and cleaning the uniforms. It's the getting the lunches ready. It's getting out. It's the school run afterwards, right? At the end of the day, right in the middle of the afternoon. There's after school clubs, right? And there might be prep, there might be train changes, and then when you got to pick up. There's the clubs, of course, that run to the academic year, but aren't to do with school. So things like dance clubs or sports clubs or scouting, that might be directly after school. It might be in the evenings, let alone all the other events and trips. I mean, first week back, my youngest today goes on a 3-day residential. So that's additional, packing and anxiety, right? The anxiety of going back to school and then the anxiety of going away with school. So there's so much as a parent and the academic year, let alone all the assemblies, the nativity play, the harvest festival, the carol concert, young voices, the Easter parade, the sports day. It's a lot, right? So I just want to come in and reassure you and say, I get it, right? And if other people aren't saying this to you, it's like you're rock stars. Yeah, we're not the only ones with parents, and this is what every parent goes through, but it's a lot. So if all of you in the family are feeling edgy or more exhausted right now, there's a good reason for it, because especially this week and next week, because it's a heck of a shock to come out of the summer holidays and then into all of this. So be kind to yourself, give yourself some grace and just step back and go, wow, that is a lot. There is more to do. There's more to think about. There's more to organize. So you're doing a great job, right? And I hope you've seen some of my tips this week. Just simple stuff to get through this week and every week. Things like you're in this together. This is a whole family thing. Do it together. Communicate, talk to each other so you can plan things and help and support the routine and each other. Things like establish that routine as well. Have patience, given everything I've just talked about. Have patience with each other. And, I said about some reward today, right? Go everybody, go our children, right? Amazing. Going back to school is an anxious time for many. And we've got to the end of the first week. Brilliant. It doesn't have to be an extravagant reward, but, just celebrate as a family for getting through it all. So I'm with you, I'm supporting you, and I am not here to give you any additional pressure or homework, right? I just want to give you one thing to think about in some quiet moments, okay? Because given all of this, right now it's about establishing that new routine, and next week is the same. But in your quiet moments, I just want you to consider what you as a dad are going to do differently this year. I know some of you, it's the first year of school for your children. Amazing. Just treasure that and those photos I know that you've taken. And so for you, if last year, more than you'd like to admit, you were stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated, exhausted, and feeling guilty you weren't spending quality time with your family because you were working so hard and long and, all of that. If that was happening before your kids going to school, the bad news is it will only get worse, right? Just because they're off to school now, it will get worse. I know this to be true because I've been there, right? But the good news is there are simple things you can do, but you got to know what they are to address the balance. So you can still do an amazing job at work, but also have the balance and the quality time with your family. And for some of you, this is just another year in their school year, but they might be going up a key stage, or they might be going to a new school, or it might be going into their exam year. So there's a lot, again, to consider. So, and if you were stressed and overwhelmed, frustrated, exhausted, guilty last year, then what's going to change this year? If you do the same things, you're going to get those same results. So I just want you to just give some thought, just a little bit of thought of what would you like this year to look like? Ideally, what would you like this to look like? How would you like to feel on a day-to-day basis? What would you like your routine and balance to be like? And, over the coming days, weeks, months, we can figure out some of the how do we do that and who can help. So I'm rooting for you. Have a restful weekend. Give that some thought, and I'm with you, and I can't wait to check in with you again soon. Take care.